Hello there. I'm Joe, and I'm here in the BerryBunch studio with none other than the CEO of BerryBunch.
What's the CEO mean?
Something really like a boss in an organization.
Do you
isn't
see
it?
me as a boss?
No,
No, I don't either.
No,
Not sure
but
anybody
you're
else
like-
does.
you know, you make decisions, don't you? And you kind of steer the thing.
Yeah.
So
I steer the ship of positivity. Sometimes the ship of negativity.
So Andy B is here
CEO.
to tell us all about BerryBunch. So how did it get started?
So, as you know, darling, you and I were in full-time children's ministry, which we really, really loved.
Yeah.
And we were generating resources all the time, which we wanted to give out to the rest of our team wherever we were serving. So we did that. And we thought, well, it's great. And they were really appreciative. We gave them, videos and little video clips, movie clips and music and all sorts of stuff that they can use. And we thought, wouldn't it be good if we could actually make this available to other people?
Yeah.
Not just the people we're locally working with. So we messed around with this idea of a website, a kind of a digital storage system that could be accessed by other people. And then we did what most people do. We did nothing for about 2 years thinking, it's a good idea that. Yeah, we probably should do that one day.
Yeah. Okay, so two years lapsed. And what
Yes.
happened after 2 years?
So after a couple more years, we bought BerryBunch.family, the domain name, because it's like we are the berries. We are a bunch of berries. We are the Berry Bunch. One afternoon session in the garden, our oldest son, who always says he can't draw and do graphics, created the logo that you see all the time, which is awesome, which is some berries with the words Berry Bunch. So that kind of started us off. When we came out of full-time ministry, God led us in a very different direction. That was an amazing, miraculous story. You can go and search Testimony Tuesdays on our website and find that one. Maybe we'll link it. But we came up with the idea of doing BerryBunch.family. So you went to work in order that you could free me up to do this, because I look after the family as well. And BerryBunch Family was born. And it was originally just going to be a place where people could access our old stuff.
Yeah. So basically, you set up a website.
Yes.
BerryBunch. And so what can we expect from this website? What can you get?
Well, there's all sorts of things. So we split it into different sections. So there's one, I'll start with the last bit, which is the archives. So when we do something, not everything works out well, but we're really proud of everything we've done. So we don't throw anything away. It's all useful. And actually, when I go back and watch it, I look at it and think, gosh, that audio is dreadful, or that video really needs some work, or we really should have had some lighting back then. But you know what? It's part of a journey. It's part of our journey, and it's still good material. And it's there because if it can inspire someone else to do something, then fantastic. Maybe you learn from our mistakes. Maybe you just take it and think, this is good enough for our needs. So that's what the archives is all about. And we've kind of split it roughly into 3 sections. So you can listen to stuff, you can read stuff, and you can watch stuff. If you read stuff, well, you read it. So it's things like books, because I've got 2 books out.
Yes.
With more to come.
Yeah.
I'm working on another 3 at the moment. So there's books, that's reading. And there's a few other things, We did something called Testimony Tuesday, where we talk about what God's done in the world today. And we share that. That's Testimony Tuesday. So you read that. And then there's another one which I do called A Brief Pause with Andy B, which is a little image, not every day, when I have inspiration. It's a little image with a little verse normally just to make us think, or a quote. And then you can listen. So we have a podcast. So if you seek out the BerryBunch family on your podcast provider, whether that's iTunes, Spotify, or Google, or whoever, you'll find us. And some of our stuff we put out as a podcast. And then there's Watch, which is the bulk of what we do, and other resources. So we've got church resources, toddler resources. We've got Andy B 2-minute videos. We've got Endurance, which is our older lads do something where they mix spirituality and sports together. And what does that look like today in 2020, 2022? We've got Dave the dog, who does story time and art time and all that kind of stuff. There's loads of stuff going on. It's all free to access, and it's all on the website. So we've got about 1,300 posts on our website. So a post is basically a video, or a testimony. So that equates to about 650 videos.
Wow.
I remember our first one was a bit embarrassing. I got 1 video. We're now knocking on towards 700. So they're all free to use, and that's our big passion. We want to make things free. There's some really good websites and great resources, but you have to pay for it. And we just felt like not we're not good enough to sell stuff. But if God's given us an inspiration to make something, we don't want to make money out of that. If that's how you work in ministry, that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's not the model that we felt we wanted to work. We have a real issue with paywalls. So you think, oh, this is great resources. Then you've got to give, your liver measurements to somebody just to get the next post. And we didn't want to do that either. And again, if that's your model, and you can tell what I think about it, but if that's your model, that's fine. But that wasn't us. We wanted to make things free for all, hence the motto, for free for all.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically the whole family do stuff on, and it's all made available on the website. You've got
family
blogs, you've got things to read, you've got things to watch, you've got things to listen to.
Yes.
There's a variety of things. You really just have to go to the website and check it all out.
And I have to do it all. Mostly.
Yeah, but the website is key, isn't it, to all that we're doing?
Well, we don't have a physical building that we work out of for people. Everything we do is online. It's digital. It's virtual. We've got some great support networks above us that kind of guide and, offer spiritual guidance and all that kind of thing, which is really, really important as we've got bigger. When you're getting past 100 videos, you're thinking, it's quite good. But we're north towards 700 videos now, and they're all freely available. So we thought, with all that we're doing, it's getting bigger and bigger. We probably need some support. So we got the Council of Elrond, which is our nickname for the BerryBunch Advisory Group, which is a bunch of really good spiritual people who we meet with quarterly. We email, we have separate chats as well, and we can throw ideas at them and say, what do you think? And they'll come back and say, yeah, or yay, which is great. So it means we're not on our own.
Yeah.
But the website's the core of what we do, and it kind of feels like we're starting to run out of website.
So what do you need?
Well, we've been using something called WordPress. WordPress really is a blogging site. So, and it's great. We've met some really great friends. Our Council of Elrond, as we call it, they all came from finding people on WordPress, people that we know, Christians who we trust. So WordPress is great. It's a really good blogging website, but it's not called VideoPress.
Yeah.
So one of the limits I think we're having is we do videos, nearly 700 now, and it's not really working for us. So we're looking at what we do, but a lot of what we do is by faith. So we pray stuff in. I mean, the camera that you're watching this in was a gift from someone who supported the website, supports the ministry, and said, I want to help you. And they paid into a camera.
Yeah.
And help that become a reality. Somebody else, quite randomly, said, I want to give you a computer. And they bought a computer for us, which is what we're editing this video on. The lighting, when we prayed for some lighting, because lighting is important, we prayed to God for some lighting, and I found it on an online retailer, and it was half price. It was secondhand used. Well, that'll do. Bought it was brand new. And we've seen some amazing miracles with what God has done. And it's really cool. So we're just thinking, what's the next stage? We want to make this more available. This isn't about making money. This is about providing free resources, which is our big heart and passion. And that's what we're doing. So we're looking now at how do we move on with our website? That's our next big question. So that's about it, really. So it's grown.
Yeah, so we've been on a journey, and we've had lots of support, and we want to continue to do that.
So we need more support, is a reality. So would you consider standing with us to get a website that is far better to reach more people? That's really what we're talking about next. This is never been our ministry. This has been something God's put on our hearts. It's something he's equipped us to do. We've seen people around the world using what we use, which is very humbling and quite mind-boggling. And yet I think it's, we've grown, and actually we want to keep growing. And I think we've probably reached the limits of what WordPress can do for us. So we need something more specific for our needs. So in a sense, we wanted to share some of what's been going on, very briefly, some of the amazing miracles we've seen, and saying, look, we want to continue to grow. When I was in business years ago, it was always diversify or die, which sounds a bit harsh, but if you don't keep evolving and adapting, it's just going to disappear. I think we've kind of run out of adaptation with the website. So we need some help with that one. Yeah. So if you want to help us with that, that'd be great. If you want to stand with the BerryBunch, you can help us to do those things. That'd be really helpful too. Loads of ways you can do that. You can do that on Patreon. You can do that directly through paypal.me, which is really good because you don't lose any money on that one. That's really helpful. And there's other ways as well. So prayer is the biggest one. We always say this. It's not dumped in at the end because it's less important. We dump it at the end because it's the most important. And the one thing we know about what we do is we are providing resources to people, and it's changing people's lives. It's giving them inspiration. It's giving them resources that they can physically use. Everything's free to download. So you can just click on the little button for download. It takes you to our Vimeo page, and you can download the video in a bunch of formats. We transcribe stuff. If you want to read things, you can do. So it's all about getting this out for people to use. Stream, download, and share.
There you go. There you go. That's a message. Thank you for joining me, CEO of BerryBunch.
CEO. Yeah, right.
And if you could support us, then that would
Muggins
be
and
great.
I'm the tea boy normally. Master of all things. Master of no, is it? No, master of none. What's that one?
I don't know. I don't know. I know what you mean, that phrase.
I do lots of stuff, but not very well.
I'm sure you do very well. So yeah, if you could support us, that would be great.